Hello lovelies, welcome to my YouTube channel. So if you are just joining my YouTube channel, click on the subscription button. Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 powder combinations that will give you a perfect blend in your formulation. 5 powder combinations that will give you a perfect blend in your formulation. When I mean perfect blend, I mean that will work in your formulation. Okay, guys, let's get right into this. The first on my list is lactic acid and glycolic acid. Lactic acid and glycolic acid. When you put these two in your formulation with the right pH level, it's going to function very well. Lactic acid works in a pH level of 3.5 to 5 points, and glycolic acid also works in that ratio and that pH level. It works in 3.5 also. So if you put these two around that pH level, if you put them together around 3.5 to 5 pH level, it's going to go very well. You find out that it's going to function very well because both of them are in the same pH level. Guys, the second ingredient combination that you can use is niacinamide and N-acetyl glucosamine. This N-acetyl glucosamine functions very well with niacinamide. When you have those two ingredients in the right pH level in your formulation, it's going to go very well. Like your formulation is going to work. Niacinamide and N-acetyl glucosamine. Now let me tell you their pH level. Niacinamide works in the pH level of 6 points to 6.5. Niacinamide works in the pH level of 6 points to 6.5. N-acetyl glucosamine works in the same pH level. So when you put the two of them together in your formulation, you must make sure that your pH level is within the range of 6 points to 6.5 before you add niacinamide and N-acetyl glucosamine. These two go together very well. So when you add this two into your formulation, it's going to go a long way for you. Like it's going to function very well in your formulation because niacinamide works well with N-acetyl glucosamine. Like, why would you even put niacinamide without adding your glucosamine? Like, why? I was looking for the right word to use. Like, why? So these two ingredients go handy, and if you use two of them together, you're going to get a very good formulation. So the third ingredients that function very well together are lactic acid, kojic dip, and giga white together. Like when you put lactic acid, kojic dip, and giga white together in your formulation, it's going to function very well. I'm going to tell you why. Giga white works in a pH level of 3.5 to 5, almost 6 points. Lactic acid works in 3.5 to 5, and kojic dip works around 3.5 to almost an alkaline pH level. So these three are compatible in your formulation. pH levels are not going to clash. One pH level is not going to bring down the other, making the other not to function, or another pH level is not going to bring down the other one, making the other one not to function. So when you put this together, it's going to work very well. The fourth powder combination that you can use to activate your formulation very well are giga white, sepi white, and niacinamide mixed together. Giga white, sepi white, and niacinamide mixed together. When you mix these three powders in your formulation together, it's going to go very well because the three of them works in a good pH level. Their pH level is compatible. Niacinamide works in 6 points, giga white works in 6 points, sepi white works in 6 points. So all of them are compatible. The three powders are compatible, and therefore they are going to function very well in your formulation. When you add them into your formulation, they are going to function well, and they are going to do the exact work you want it to do, or you want them to do, or you want your formulation to do. Oh, Abasio English. So that's it. So guys, the fifth ingredients to mix together to give your formulation a very good blast, like for your formulation to function, are Abutin powder, Seppi white powder, and Giga white powder together. Abutin, Seppi white, and Giga white powder together. When you put these three powders in your formulation together, it's going to be a blast for you. It's going to function very well. Just these three powders in your formulation is going to do the work for you. Like, it's going to function very well. Apart from your boosting serums and the rest of them, these three powders go very, very well together. They function in the same pH level, and no, this other pH level is not going to bring down the other pH level, because their pH level is actually compatible. Their pH level is very, very, very compatible. So it's good when you add them into your formulation. So guys, these are the 5 powder combinations that you can put in your formulation that will give you a blast. When you put those powders together that I mentioned, the powders that I mentioned in pairs, if you put them together, they are going to go a long way for you. That is, I mean, apart from adding your boosting serums and the rest of them, these powders are going to also help your formulation to function very well. I hope you enjoyed this. This is just the part 1. I'm going to come back with the part 2 of powder combinations that will make your formulation to be a blast, that will make your formulation to function very well. So till then, subscribe to my YouTube channel and wait for the part 2 of this. I still have a lot of powders to tell you about. I still have a lot of powder combinations to tell you about. So make sure you subscribe.